Good evening, everybody, and welcome for another episode of Rise Up Market Watch. Market Watch. You always got to wait for it. There it is. Good evening, everybody. It is the night of September 1st, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, technically 8:07. Got a little delayed on something, but here with Doug, as always, we will be diving through whatever charts strike our fancy, but ideally we will be beginning with the charts that are leading the market. We'll take a look at Bitcoin, take a look at stocks heading into next week. We'll take a look at what events are happening next week that could be shaping the market. And then whatever kind of tickles our fancy. Maybe it's the cattle markets. Maybe it's the derivative of Pweez and Trump token. Who's to say? It could be anything. Doug, how you doing, dude?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here. I was excited. I'm like, yeah, you know, we're gonna do it today. I'm like, check. You guys we're doing it. Labor Day, nah, we're here. Let's go.
Yeah. Who needs holidays?
Yeah. I'm gonna get warmed up for the week.
I'm gonna talk to Evan and Alex and be like, hey guys, holidays. How about maybe work forever? Yeah, all right. But yeah, dude. It's less work and more so just kind of hanging out and talking shop.
Exactly.
You, me, Evan in the background as a shadowy figure who you guys can't see, and a few thousand people at the end of the day. So, you know, it's always a good time. Good evening, Bearded. Good evening, Joe. Good evening, Ryan. Everybody else here, Mike in the chats over on TikTok. It's a wonderful evening. Dude, before we get into the charts, what have you been up to for the weekend?
Did a couple of barbecues. Did that. It was the same group of people, my friends from home, that we did from July 4th, which is the first time we ever kind of did that, which was kind of nice because almost like you got to like recap of like, hey, what'd you do the last 2 months? We didn't do everything together, obviously, but it was nice. And just doing my last string of concerts here. Excited to wrap that up. This year we did a couple more than the previous year, but we did summer well. Let's put it that way. We checked all the boxes, and now we're getting ready to get back on the grind. What about you?
It was kind of a pretty chill Labor Day weekend. My girlfriend and I, we have a big trip planned for Japan.
That's right.
In November. So it's like we had a bunch of trips leading up to Labor Day weekend. We're just like, please no more. And then my girlfriend's going to be in Turkey, and then I'm going to be in Vegas, and then there's and then she's going to be down in Florida. And I'm going to be, I think, up in Maine, and then I'm going to be in another state, and then I'm in Japan. And so it's just a lot. So we were weekend, and we were like getting invites from friends to go to the beach and stuff. And I was just like, no, I want bed. I want couch.
Sometimes I just don't want to go. Like it's like it depends on the time. It's like how you're feeling going into it, right? Like we are 2 weekends ago, went to Lake Placid for hiking trip, which was dope. I've never been up to Lake Placid. I want to go to Lake Placid. Oh, it's so awesome. I mean, they basically are definitely living with the Olympics, the vibe still. But
they're holding on to that.
Yeah, it's nice though. I mean, it's a great town, great, a good time, and good stories, and that's it.
However, for me, while some people think of Lake Placid as the place for the Olympics, I think of Lake Placid as the place with a giant killer crocodile in, the lake. You remember that movie?
Should I know about this? I don't know about this.
It's like a cult classic. It was called Lake Placid, if I remember correctly.
Oh, was it like when Anaconda came out, like a long time ago, like that old?
After Anaconda, because Anaconda came out, and then everyone was like, we need more reptilians in waters where they probably shouldn't be, killing everybody. And this was a crocodile, a gigantic crocodile in Lake Placid.
I didn't know about that, but now I remember. Like, it's funny when you said that. I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, there was a movie, and then I just never. But yeah, that makes sense. Now I gotta go watch it.
Now you do, and you're welcome in advance. Also, no. So what did I do this weekend? We went to the movie theater. There's an Alamo in Boston, so we went to that, and we saw Caught Stealing, which was Austin Butler. I always forget his name. Austin Butler.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah.
It was his new movie, and actually enjoyable and fun. Saw that, and then Saturday. Oh, and we got some drinks afterwards. And then Saturday, went out to this like new noodles place. It was awesome. Got a few drinks with a few buddies, and then yesterday I don't even remember what I did. And then today it was just like productive day, just non-productive stuff. And I have a whole lot of content planned. And I got a videographer planned as well. So going to be building some like new types of content for people on TikTok, but in particular Instagram and YouTube Shorts, like some more polished stuff instead of my rapid fire 130 TikToks in 20 days kind of style.
Interesting. And you're doing that at home in Boston?
No, I'm gonna go rent a studio out.
Oh, sweet.
I found because like I live in Boston, right?
Yeah.
So a ton of preset studios sprinkled throughout Boston that all have different vibes. And I found one that I think is just like a perfect dope, like old industrial building vibe that has like a cool setting. And I got my videographer all set up, and we're gonna go like shoot some content and stuff, and then we'll just kind of see how it goes and kind of play around with it.
Nice.
And then all tax write-off. So thanks.
It's a write-off. It's a write-off. It's a write-off. It's a write-off.
Yeah. But anyway, guys, speaking about write-offs, markets are red. You guys are selling into losses. Hey, at least you have some tax write-offs to hopefully write off some of your losses. Have you been watching the charts on the weekend?
The only thing I've been paying attention to is when I also doing very good about not looking at charts when I'm touching grass, but I am getting the notifications. Like the gold and silver one is still just they seem like they're not going to stop. It's really interesting to see how that has progressed over the last couple months. It's like almost like they're in their own orbit, and we'll check those out later. But I think right now is a lot of the speculation on like, well, September is always the worst month. I'm like, well, yeah, but there's other aspects of September too. It's like if you look into it more closely, the first 2 weeks are usually good. It's the third week and the latter half of the month that are not so good. I'm not saying history repeats itself, but this is the month where everyone's trying to figure out like, hey, what's going to happen before. I think it's pretty, the common theme now. Everyone's expecting the somewhat of a bigger move towards the end of this quarter, or if it's October, November, or is the common sentiment, at least I'm seeing it, or the algorithm is telling me, but it makes sense. So I think the next couple weeks, especially right now coming off of, the end of the summer and this weekend will give us some clarity on what happens next.
Yeah. The thing that I am grappling with is from like a macro event standpoint, because we have rate cuts that are expected to happen on September 17th. And I was thinking it would be a rally into that and then a buy the rumor, sell the news. And we could have a rally start at some point this week into rate cuts, and then it ends up being a lower high of sorts for Bitcoin, and then it's a dump. It could be that.
Yep.
Or if we continue at the pace that we are, it's just going to be sliding until we get rate cuts. But that doesn't seem likely. That's typically not how things play out. The thing that I'm questioning more, though, is the impact of the appeals court revoking Trump's tariffs, which should end in the middle of October, but that's to give them enough time for the Supreme Court to take up the case and decide if the tariffs that Trump put in place are in fact legal or not. So if the Supreme Court sides with that, is that a boost to all markets? Because, hey, business is about to explode because everything just became cheaper again. Inflation is going to have an immediate drop because everything became at a minimum 15% cheaper. We can cut rates like crazy without these tariffs if that's the case. Or because so much has happened around these trade deals, which, by the way, none of them have been signed in paper. They're all handshakes right now. They're all just agreements. They're not paper, right? There's nothing really legally committed, but there's been a lot of deals that have been put in place. If those fall apart because these tariffs have gone away, does that cause the markets to dip?
So I haven't thought about this a lot because I saw my dad sent me the article when it happened. I didn't read into it. I didn't the date to the timing of when it is, because to your point, I would believe like it would probably be a net positive, but the part I can't. Positive. Yeah, I would 100% of it, just off my gut, just on everything you just said. It makes the one thing I'm just trying to think of, like from my point of view, the world I live in, my company, is that we've raised pricing twice already. It's a significant effort to do so. So if that's not the case now, let's just say hypothetically they're gone. Do you decrease pricing then, or are you hesitant because you may think that, hey, it may just come right back and some policy flip over and over? So I think it's more the how serious is the decision. I mean, I hope that it's a decision is, hey, that's the decision, that's the rule, can't go back against it, but who the hell knows? So I think it's going to be a lot of speculation. But when is that next date? When's the actual?
When is one of the tariffs?
Yeah, or the
October 14th or October 17th.
And then the Supreme Court ruling, or that didn't I'm
No, the Supreme Court, I haven't seen them.
Okay.
They are going to be taking up the case. It'll have to be at some point this month.
Yeah, it would make sense. That would have to be, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. So yeah, I would agree. That is definitely I can almost argue that may be a bigger factor now than the rate part of the equation, only because we've been talking about rates for so much, you know?
Markets have already priced in.
Yeah, every scenario has already been baked in some way or the other.
It's like, if you don't get it,
yeah,
that's just the thing that would really shake up the market. Otherwise, it's going to be a buy the rumor, sell the news, and then you'll feel the impact of rate cuts. And granted, like, just because a rate cut happens, guys, doesn't mean the market's just immediately go flying upwards, right? A 25 basis point cut, a 0.25% cut, isn't really that big of a cut, but it's the cumulative effect, and then the effects of those rate cuts are typically felt like 6 months later in the market.
No doubt.
So you need to have like 100 basis points worth of cuts, like a full percentage point, and then you're like, okay, now we're talking. Now we're providing some additional liquidity into markets. Whereas if an immediate 15% in costs towards companies are just cut out of the equation, profit margins go through the roof. Total sales are going to start increasing as well because things become more affordable. Therefore, people buy more stuff. And you're going to see the stock market go up as a result, because we now need to price in more revenue, less costs, better profit margins, good for stocks. So we'll see. Then you have the whole question of, is Trump alive? And I haven't followed that. I've just seen the news and stuff going around. I go, I'll wait until everything is confirmed. But Trump's meme coin certainly
that, I would say, and like I've been lightly following it. I mean, it's just nonstop speculation. By the way, too, I feel like crypto also is semi. I don't want to say dead. I feel like there's less people around. Again, it could be the end of the summer thing, and maybe it's just a me thing. But I feel like it's just less. There's less normal noise that's there. It's almost like everyone's just kind of tired and waiting for some clarity in markets. But with that said, I obviously saw that pop up all over the last couple of days. And immediately my thought was, I'm like, hey, well, this is kind of the time where if you want to get, cut through the BS, just look at, and I think, watch the meme coin. But like, yeah, actually the meme coin is probably the best guidance you could have, because if that was the case, you would see that thing dump, because insiders would know much earlier and they would take advantage of it. So in that case, you can just literally just forget about seeing any tweet, anything that's on any news, whatever, just watch the token. That's it. And you also can watch Pui's too, because Pui's the JD Vance meme. That would also
that's the JD Vance meme. I just thought it was like a weird.
Oh no, dude, that's one of the best. That's one of my favorite memes this year, because you know why? Is because both sides laugh. Like it's not like there's no like, it's a, left or right or blue or red. It's like, no, it's just Shady Vance and the funny ass memes. And and he's leaned into it a couple times too, but it was probably one of the more organic ones. And I think it went up to, like, off the top of my head, 25, 30 mil, maybe even more than that. But yeah, it's still active. It's one of the biggest ones. And I think that's also another one too that you have to watch. So I don't know.
If JD Vance walked out of like Air Force One or whatever, and he had on like the little spinning top cap from like the most popular viral meme, I would be like, sir, you know what? I'm on the opposite side of the fence of you, but that's truly wonderful. Thank you for that. The world and the internet truly enjoyed this. Thank you.
2025 is crazy, dude. It's so crazy.
Yeah. Well, hey, if I'm sure the president's alive.
I would agree with that. Yes.
But it would be really weird if you saw an immediate like 90% dump in the Trump meme coin, and then 20 minutes later the news came out. You'd be like, oh shit, we got to keep our eyes on these meme coins to see if politicians are alive. God, that'd be weird.
Well, so like, kidding aside, also too with news, like when I'm in the trenches, like when I'm watching new tokens just come off the block there and just start to get big, I'm recognizing news before things I see it on Twitter. Before the Twitter algorithm shows me what's going on, I'll see a meme before that. So in some ways, again, sadly, the memes can also be a guidance for what is actually going on in the world.
You know what? And that's why we're here, right?
Yep. Because why not? What else are we gonna do?
Yeah. Look at that. Oh, but anyway, guys, we'll take a look at a Bitcoin in a second. But there is some one coin that is on the tip of everybody's tongue, and that is World Liberty Financial. And I saw somebody already ask about it, so we can talk about it right now. Let me find the best chart. Oh, if you are looking for the best chart for World Liberty Financial, you want to pull up the perpetuals market on Binance, because that's actually been live for about a week and a half. And oh, damn, it already fell down.
What crime happened here? Holy shit.
What do you mean? Well, no crime. It's just the token release, dude. Were you paying attention to the news? It's an airdrop, so it's going to drop 90% in value. So I'll share my screen, and now that I have found the chart, Doug, do you mind just helping me out for the people over on TikTok?
What, wrong one? I got you.
So if you want to see the full chart here, put it on the 4-hour time frame, because again, this token, its perpetual exchange on Binance has only been around for about a week and a half. So the 4-hour chart gives you a better sense as to kind of what's going on. So the perpetuals market first came out over here on the left, and you had this big, gigantic dump. That happens whenever a token's ability to trade, opens up for the first time. But its token released officially today, which started right here, over here on the right. And then we got this big old dumpage. Why? Because whenever a token is ever released or airdropped, people get free money and they sell. Because they got free money. So you're going to sell as quickly as you can. And now you've had this big dump. Where we have come into support is this previous bottom here, set back on last Sunday, not this past Sunday, but another Sunday ago. So it fell into its support range. It is oversold in the daily chart stochastic RSI. If you are going and interested in a position on World Liberty Financial, this was the area in my video earlier today that I said, yeah, this is where you should probably be interested based on it, because we have a basic double bottom here at 21 cents. So just my thoughts on World Liberty Financial, and Doug, I'll stop sharing my screen. The Trump family meme coins never was something I was ever interested in, because just like any influencer-based meme coin around an individual person, it starts out and it slams on the ground. You may have some little tradable moments, right? But with World Liberty Financial, this is the governance token for the decentralized financial solution of the Trump family, World Liberty Financial. I personally expect World Liberty Financial to probably find success over the next 3.5 years while Trump is is the president, because guys, it's the president's family's decentralized finance solution. They have all the connections. They got all the money. They're probably going to make it successful. And as a result, there's probably going to be a lot of vested interests and deals done of people having to sign up to probably buy World Liberty Financial tokens, is my personal speculation. So I think World Liberty Financial, out of anything that the Trump family's put out in the crypto space that you can speculate on price-wise, it's probably your safer bet. For those in podcast land, I was doing aggressive quotation marks with my fingers. But you don't have to trust people. You can trust financial incentives, and the people who made World Liberty Financial will have the most World Liberty Financial tokens. That happens to be the Trump family. Trump family happens to be the president, and his family, very well connected, influential, stands to reason they have the opportunity to make it successful. So, could be an opportunity. Those are my personal thoughts on it. Doug, do you have any thoughts on World Liberty Financial?
I would agree with all of those thoughts. I don't have any interest in general, but I see probably now, just based on the chart you just pulled up, is the time where you'd be interested, and based on
going to take a position. The position was literally 30 minutes ago to an hour and a half ago.
Even if now, where it is, just in general, it might go sideways for a couple of days too. Still may have some more time, but
where do you buy World Liberty Financial right now?
I don't even know. Is it on Solana? Is it on Sol?
No, because World Liberty Financial is on Ethereum.
That's right. Oh, that's right. Okay.
Let me pull up the old CoinGecko and see what markets it's available on.
While you're doing that, I had a.
Oh, it's on Coin. I've done the TikTok comment is already or section is already filling
Coinbase?
up.
Wow.
Coinbase.
There you go. All right, easy enough.
Actually, I don't see it on Coinbase. I see it on Bybit, OKX, Mexi. This is, unless CoinGecko just didn't update today. I see 13% of its volume on Upbit.
There's all these platforms, man.
Hang on a second. I have Coinbase. Let me go directly to Coinbase. Maybe CoinGecko just didn't update today. Yeah, you said Moist Mike says it's Coinbase. They speed tracked it. Kugoin. Yeah, I don't see Coinbase. It's on Coinbase.
You could also just find it on TradingView. If you just put it, if it's on Coinbase, you should see it there.
Oh yeah, Eric, you're probably right. It is a holiday. They may have been off. Well, hey, I'm pulling up Coinbase here. So everyone's saying Coinbase, so I'm sure it is there.
See it on TradingView.
Liberty Financial is here on Coinbase, and you know what? I said that this is a good place to buy, and I'm just gonna buy a tiny bit. And I bought $1,000 of World Liberty Financial. Let's just see how it goes. And it's now worth $90.
And it's gone. So, quick note on the Trump meme when that came out. That was like January 18th, I think it was, right? So I was in a spot where I saw it. I saw it at, I don't know what it popped up, wherever it was. I thought it was a scam at first, right? So that because everyone's trying to confirm if it was legit or not. And the reason I'm telling you this is I have major cope when that thing took off because I have a screen recording of my iPhone for 35 minutes from when it was at I want to say it was 750. It was like 7.5 million. It was low. It was so low, and I'm basically watching it go up. I'm like, this is gonna nuke. This is gonna dump. It's fit, and then it's just like I'm watching it. I'm like, okay, now it's 2 billion. I'm like, okay, so it was like just no buys. Missed by like 100x on my phone. I'm just like, all right, this is what it is. So since
cool,
then,
awesome, hurts.
Yeah. Move on.
Yeah. Well, dude, I'm curious to get your thoughts on Bitcoin because your thoughts on Bitcoin happen super fast. Have we found a bottom? Are we going?
I don't know because I'm looking at stocks right now. I'll pull up my screen here. Let me flip my thing here.
That's where your head's at.
Let me zoom out here. So I don't like stocks right now. Like it's just this weird
no.
I don't know. It's like it's like hanging. Everything's like wedgy. It's very just like there's this clear downtrend. Like it's trying to squeeze. I guess I could just see this. I'm kind of talking out loud here, but I think because most of the crypto charts look like these falling wedges, and they're just trying to find a bottom. Bitcoin, I guess let's jump to Bitcoin. That's what we want to look at here. Oops. Make a clean chart. All right. So Bitcoin.
For me, I'm looking at the stock market as well, and I actually see, I was, interestingly enough, I was tracking its stochastic RSI and its RSI, and both broke above. And I see some people like put resistance points on the stochastic RSI and the RSI, and I'm just like, I don't necessarily see the whole point of that. But they both broke above resistance and came back down and touched it for what it's worth. So stocks may have a little bit of a continuation here, but
yeah, it's almost like I feel no matter what, at some point I still believe we will visit down here. I don't know when this is, but this below sub 100K somewhere down here. I think it's going to happen at some point.
92,000.
What's that?
There's a gap at 92,000.
That's right. Yeah, I just feel like it. And honestly, I want this. Like if you just look at this chart and like kind of zoom out a little bit, it'd be very nice to do this. Give me that. Give me this here. Give me this pocket. Fill this pocket, and then send it. That would be nice. However, it also could bounce like where it is right now. Mm-hmm. It's almost does look like a wedge, and we are kind of retesting this. This breakout that's up here above 106-ish, give or take. But the charts look less, I don't say less manipulated. They don't look, they're not clear. I feel like something's got to break at some point, but.
Let me show you my Bitcoin chart and why like a break down to 97,000, 92,000.
It was beautiful.
That's a really bad sign.
Nah, it's not, if it bounces, I think it's great. I think if it bounces, great. Like I think that's
bounces. It's
great. Like quickly. If it hangs out down here, no.
An all-time high, it's great.
Yeah.
But let me show you. Let me show you what I got here. Just because if it does go down that far, like I'd be worried, because it's this top magenta line right here. Sorry for the glare on TikTok, everybody, but it's this top magenta we started all the way back in April of 2021. we had a false breakout before back in, November to February of this year. We had a false breakout there. Having another false breakout that goes well below this line, well below the 55-day exponential moving average actually that's at $94,000. That could actually be your dip opportunity. So let's see. If we were to fall like a rock today, this would be 97,000. Actually, that's pretty close to your drawing, Doug. Would be us coming back down and touching this top line of support, maybe confirming it, and then having blast off. So shit, maybe you will. Maybe you will get exactly what you want.
It's almost, and like it's that, and then I said it's like off the top of my head. So I've lower targets for ETH and Sol, but it's almost like what's the dream scenario? The dream scenario for me is that even like the next 2 weeks to me almost mean nothing. Like I think the next 2 weeks mean whatever, it could go up or down. I think it's really going to get clear once we get past that the rate decision, and if the markets care about that or not. And then like the setup for October, and that's kind of how I'm looking at it. Like it's almost like September to me. It's just bring on the noise, bring on the volatility. I'm looking at trades more on just a week at a time, like kind of short time frame. And if you do get that bigger pullback, again, you can expect it at any given time. It could be tomorrow, it could be the third week of September. Just be ready for it. So until then, right now it's kind of just a watching for me, and positioning for short-term trades, and then after that waiting for a bigger move. Because if we don't get the bigger pullback, I think that this whole thing is gonna be short-lived, like not gonna get a kind of blow off top to that 135 plus 140 number. I don't think we get that if we don't get that pullback below 100K. That's just me.
Well, what about Ethereum?
Let's pull up Ethereum. Let's do ETH. 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 I still like this level. No one's gonna like this level. This 3,200, 3,400 ish. 3,400, I think, is like that's the time when I would buy ETH, and I don't like ETH, but I would consider ETH there.
Oh, you don't like ETH?
I mean, hold on. I like ETH. ETH has to be successful for crypto to be successful, right? You can't not have ETH be that. It's just a selfish user experience thing for the first couple of years in crypto, and every time I go over there, it's just not.
A couple of years in crypto, man, that was like 17 lifetimes ago.
But when I go over there, it's just not, I have so much bias to Sol because I just interact on it so much. It's just not smooth. It's just not as smooth. I don't know.
Do you use layer 2s?
I use like what like a optimism layer 2, like what?
I mean, that would work. Yeah, that would count.
I mean, I've had a good experience there when I was doing their token early on. But I'm just talking about, just like, I guess more for me being a short-term trader, more or less like looking at memes in the trenches. It's just the seamlessness of quickly moving dollars from wallets to different exchanges for swaps it's just too slow for me. I don't know. Maybe someone's got to teach me.
I was just looking to take some of my USDC out of Katana, which is earning 41% APY. So I'm just like, maybe I don't. But I started a test to take a transaction just to bridge it from Katana back onto ETH mainnet, and it's taking 180 minutes. I'm just like, what, for like my $10 bridge just to like make sure it all works, because I test everything, and I'm just like, what? And so I reached out to Alex and I was like, hey, did I do something wrong? Because when did I ever have to wait this long? Not even like all those years ago. And he goes, no, dude, like the Katana bridge back over to ETH is just super, super slow. And I was like, oh, Katana, Nil, if you're watching, I know your boys with the Katana people, like, talk to them. I mean, that bridge has to get better. That bridge has to get faster. Jesus.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm waiting. I think I have another 110 minutes until my USDC bridge is over from Katana to ETH.
It's always that part of the bridging for me. Like I use Wormhole a lot in general when it's going back and forth from Sol to like Hyperliquid to ARB, and like it's just smooth. And like sometimes I go to base 2. It makes it. But sometimes when the bridge takes longer than you expect, you're like, It's like the part of crypto. It's like it's like,
I'm scared.
Yes, I'm comfortable with everything else besides the bridging. The bridging is like we're going between two different worlds, two different matrices, right?
This is up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are you looking at for ETH to go
So
to? You're looking for it to be in that 32.
I'm not looking for this drop, but this
you want.
This is what I want. This drop I don't think is going to happen. So I think if I'm being honest here, let me just hide this or hide this here. I see this whole area here is of interest to me. Even like 40.
Guys, we will chart Pengu in a moment, but let's
Pengu so much. Pengu. All right.
Dude, it gets the people going, man.
I'm much more, so I'm less right now trying to predict like where it's going to go. I'm much more of a reaction type like trading what you see. Like I would love to see this breakdown down here below 4,000, like to take out these lows, right, and then immediately climb back above and then reclaim and then bounce up, and I would long here. So to me, it's almost like I'm just waiting for some clarity because this thing can just keep grinding all, like until something that either gives or gives me a move to the upside. So right now, I really need to see stocks tomorrow, this week, because I don't remember how the market reacted last year right after Labor Day weekend, if it means anything or not. I mean, coming into September, a lot of things get back into the, a lot of people coming back from their trips. I'm sure there's a lot more liquidity in the markets, a lot more participants, which is what we really want. But right now it seems like it's I don't know, boring to me. Like Sol looks like it looks worse of all of them. Not worse, but
Sol looks worse too.
I can make. Oh, look at this short that this still. Oh my goodness, what a loser.
You had it there.
We'll hide that one.
Well, don't let them see.
Like this wanted this. This is just it's just.
Yeah, it's just kind of big.
It's just.
Solana has a flat tire right now. However, if you zoom out a little bit, it's in a clear channel. Like that's a clear channel that it keeps nailing that top line of resistance on.
See, I look at this. I'm not like I had a crazy chart the other day I drew for myself, and I didn't share it because I didn't want to. But I'm like, I can see Sol going to $80 right now by looking at this. Like I don't like this very much rising wedge. I don't at all. As long as it's above this kind of 180 or 190, 190, I'm cool. But like I just wish down here we had a pullback like this.
I don't really see a good rising wedge.
Excuse me?
I don't really see a good ascending triangle. I don't really see a good rising wedge. On your chart, it looks aggressive. On mine, it doesn't at all.
It's almost like if I'm without even drawing the lines, right? It's just that it's too. I mean, it's kind of windy. Like it kind of is doing this wind up here like this.
Yeah.
Like same with ETH. I just want a break. I would like something back here. Oh,
set up in a better formation.
Oh, there's a channel here that I think I know which one we're talking about here. Not that one. I have like 10 drawings here. So the channel that I was really liking for Sol was, I think it's 6 hour. Nope. Further back. This one. That's the one you're referring to. Is parallel channel.
Essentially.
Right. This.
Mine's a little bit tighter and even.
Yeah, because this move here, I wanted this down here to come like the bottom down here, just like this. And that's why this, to me, this whole area is extra noise that shouldn't have happened yet, because it doesn't. I don't know. I'm more leaning towards like a pullback now than not, just in general.
I think Solana pulls back. I think it has a less severe pullback than most altcoins. I think I'm expecting a pullback for Ethereum too, and I'm not really expecting it to be a big pullback. Let me show you mine, because I want to put a capstone on Ethereum before we get too far away from where you're.
Oh yeah, good point. Good call. Let's do that. I'll flip back here.
Let me share my screen real quick. So here's Ethereum, right? And Ethereum was in this clear ascending wedge, these pink lines right here. Yep. And we had a bearish break back on August 29th, and price has kind of been holding. However, yesterday we broke below the 21 and the 12-day exponential moving average, and it looks like we'll finally have a break. Now, we measure the breakout of this ascending wedge by measuring the thickness of it, putting it at the breakout point. And this tells us that the breakout target for Ethereum is about $3,672. If we were to drop like a rock, if you come to the weekly chart, funny enough, that lines up exactly at the 12-week exponential moving average. However, the 12-week exponential moving average has moved up a little bit since then. So right now we're looking at a drop down to $3,800, and probably you would want to have a weekly candle chart that touches that, comes back up, and ends above this magenta line, because this magenta line would then be confirming the bullish breakout of this just massive, absolute gargantuan consolidation pattern that Ethereum is in. And so that's what you're looking at. You're looking at like Ethereum at like just below $4,000. And even so, the 55-day exponential moving average could catch us a little bit more. So if you can get Ethereum, in my personal opinion, between $3,950 to $3,800, that's a pretty damn good buy in a likely potential area to at least ride a short-term bounce up. That's what I'm looking at for ETH.
No, and I would defer to the technicals on this in general for just that, like where you'd see that pullback area too. It's almost like a lot. I'm at the point where like it's almost that I have to balance my just hey, I've stared at charts so much I kind of just get a feel for where it's going to go next, versus we're also too selfishly like I want it to go. And that's always the where you play the scenarios out, and the best way to do it is to just assume that's not going to happen. But you just play games with yourself, right? So I'm just trying to right now use other factors that's not these core markets to kind of give me guidance for if we're getting that move back or not. And for me, I'm less about trying to catch, the falling knife and really getting a feel for what happens. What's the reaction after a drawback, right? That's the most important thing to me.
Yep, it is the most important thing.
Yeah.
But if you are looking to dollar cost averaging, dollar cost averaging while the stochastic RSI on the daily time frame is very oversold, that's typically when you want to start doing it, or at least increase the size of your dollar cost average positions. And we are oversold right now. So we'd be oversold, hitting support, likely area for a bounce, but it's not like a super confident. It's not as confident as if you do what Doug did when you said you wait. And now Solana, this is my channel that I have here, right? With 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe 10, punches up at this resistance line with, 1 failed breakout, 2 failed breakouts here. And I see, we made a higher low back here at $156. That was well above the bottom line of our support. We have another higher low here as well. It does look like we're going to come down, and potentially $185 could catch us and be another higher low, or maybe it's going to be, this general area here at $180, which was a previous top also. But, we need to get a confirmed bottom on Solana.
So if we don't bounce at 185 there, sorry, I think we're going to go below 170. Like I think
that's most likely going to happen. And if I pull up the indicators here, we are nowhere near oversold. So we could have selling on Solana for the next 5 days, 6 days. It could be a seller or a consolidating coin for, the entire week, potentially, is just kind of how I read that.
Yep.
Now the people have been patient.
Well, we could do the Pengu. Actually, you know what? We'll do one more thing, and then we'll do the Pengu, because I know we want to do the gold and silver here.
Got a galaxy over on TikTok.
You're getting lit up here on these things. Yeah, let's see. Let's zoom out here.
Thanks, Solomon. Appreciate you, dude.
I can't do the split chart here. So I have a split chart open on TikTok. It's probably hard to see, but just watching gold and silver. Silver to me is probably more interesting than gold, even though gold is so strong as well. It's gonna be so hard to see here.
I'll share on mine so that we can. I'll switch over as you switch from gold to silver. So we got gold on now.
So gold. Okay. So yeah, but they're very. They're in their own world. That's why I think I started this stream off earlier, that the gold and silver have leveled up significantly. And gold now is above this 34.50 level. Now I would assume it's probably a little bit oversold now. Same with silver, and we might get a pullback, which would align, I think, overall kind of where we're going. But like did this like super strong. Like gold is. I'm so glad that I had
Bitcoin was gold.
Yes, that's why I think they're also do their own markets. So then we
have silver over here, also just getting past
silver. I think I saw as the largest naked short positions, or I don't know how you position that, on any asset in the last. There was some crazy stat. So I think silver has much more of an upside because it was almost like a sleeper compared to gold being a very overcrowded trade and everyone being like gold's not going to go to 4,000. I think I saw before who was saying some crazy numbers today. Was it JP Morgan? I don't know who it was. It's like, oh, gold is 6,000 next year. I'm like, let's chill. All right, let's get the same.
Gold.
It's like saying like XRP is going to go to $10. Like, let's just get above 350 first before talking about $10. Let's chill here.
Keep going. But also, I did not see the line. I'm sorry.
The line was legit, by the way. I tried to take a screenshot of it, but I missed it. It was probably the most legit GIF I've ever seen on TikTok. Whoever sent that. Yeah.
Also, Armani, we already talked about World Liberty Financial, so we won't address it again, but you can find the recording of this at the Rise Up Morning Show on YouTube. If you are watching this live, and you ever want to dive back into anything or see the whole episode, the Rise Up Morning Show on YouTube will have all of the recordings.
So we'll go to Pengu because everyone wants Pengu, and gold and silver though are still. Ooh, Pengu pulled back.
Talk about gold as you talk about silver. How can one not talk about Pengu immediately?
There we go. So really want a Pengu to stay above this 3-2 up here. That's kind of this sideways, which it was doing, but then it just fell off here. Pengu's still fine. Like this is still a legit project. Like of all the shit coins that are out there, this is like top tier shit coin. Like, so, you know, this has a brand behind it. By the way, Will, I appreciate your efforts to get the attention of, was it the founder or one of the key people at Pengu?
Well, he's not the founder, but he's the CEO.
CEO? Okay, cool.
The founder, and Alex corrected my history on this, the founder rug pulled Pudgy Penguins. And then Luca bought Pudgy Penguins for about like 730 Ethereum from him. And then since then turned it from a rug pull into the greatest brand in Web3.
It's gonna be fine. It's
crazy ass story.
I've been but I appreciate your approach on trying to play the game to get the attention right that was there. But
honestly, I was playing the game because the game was a lot of fun, and then I realized I have a really high score in it, and I was like, I can use this. Like I have their cards, not because I was trying to get their attention. I made videos on their cards. I just think like it's cool.
Yeah,
I genuinely think what they do is cool. I like that.
I agree. And even the TikTok content now too is kind of getting to that animation like space where it's a lot of the, you know, the cute, the couple of the penguins and whatever it may be, the ducks. Yeah. They just it's a good space. So anyway, weird price action here. Like this is just very sad to me. 20's candles is like just smaller
on charts often.
Yeah, this to me is just kind of this is waiting. Hey, it's like Pengu's waiting for the overall market to decide what they want to do next. Because even if Pengu did pull back here down to like, let's call it this middle area, it's just like 2.25, 0.225, still fine. Like if I really zoom out, this thing is still, it just went up really, really fast. This went up really fast, and even this thing does grind down here and do this. I mean, it's still looking for that next higher low here. Like this is still a great chart. It just didn't take off when everyone wanted to take off up here. I'd say this is an opportunity to grab some more if it's a project you're definitely interested in. But right now, it looks just kind of bored. That's how it looks to me. It's bored. That's the best way I can say it.
I see Pengu going, and I say this as somebody who's been dollar cost averaging into it. I see Pengu going to 2.6 cents to 2.3 cents, 2.2 cents.
Yep. Kind of filling this gap here, right? This gap is kind of this fair value gap.
Yeah, just that gigantic line upwards. But also at the same time, there's a big area of consolidation from January, as well as an area of consolidation back in December as well. You know, if you zoom out a bit, you see it. I know you see it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we're seeing one here.
Right. Yep. Also, that's exactly the 200-day exponential moving average is sitting right at 2.2 cents. 2.23 cents is where the 200-day exponential moving average is. So it just makes sense to me that Pengu will fall to 2.2 cents. And we're seeing weakness on Solana right now. So if Solana has a correction down, even down to 180 to 170, that will give the bearish pressure on Pengu to fall and to hit that range. So I have buy I have buy orders set all throughout there for Pengu to be kind of like my last bit of dollar cost averaging into it. Otherwise, it's just small little bits of money into it. I do believe in Pengu, but yeah, I think Pengu absolutely falls into that, 2.5 to 2.2 cent range.
It's funny because I usually wouldn't set limit orders in general on I wouldn't be trying to target like Sol or ETH. Like I said, I'd rather look for the move, like the pullback than the bounce. But something like Pengu, to me, it's like you want to set and forget it, right? I would definitely where you're setting limit orders to have those in place because it's something you don't want to have to pay attention to, right? The chart's very straightforward. It's pretty simple. It's also the project is very clear on what its objectives are, and it's already has its name in the space. You're just trying to find a better entry. That's it. And so pullbacks are for buying. That's it.
I really got tickled by Beard's comments here because he's been active over on the YouTube comment section. So Beard, thank you. But also he's asked some questions like, "Oh, Doug for the win." Comments like, "Oh, is your ETH target 33.66?" He asked that a while ago, and then he followed up with, "What is Doug?" But the question was, "What is Doug's outlook for Solana on next Monday?" But I just really liked, "What is Doug?"
My girlfriend answers that all the time.
What is Doug?
She does. I don't know. It changes weekly. I don't know. I'm trying to figure things out myself. So
what is Doug?
Feel a little feeling clarity going into September right now. Feeling refreshed. That helps. Feeling fresh.
Would you have any other thoughts on Pengu, or are we all set with our favorite?
I think we're good here. I have a lot of Pengu somewhere, by the way. I got a bunch of airdrops. I don't remember where they are because I had the couple NFTs. This, by the way, one benefit of NFTs from a lot of earlier Solana projects is that you get airdrops from the newer Solana projects because they all do partnerships, and you just got to be aware they exist because I missed a bunch of them and I probably missed some of the windows to claim.
Oh yeah, and, there's a Kong airdrop coming out, isn't there, for people who have spent more than $10,000 on traded more than $10,000 of volume on OpenSea.
Oh, so, and ever any period of time ever?
Like ever.
Oh, okay, sweet. That.
So what's going to crater so incredibly quickly because of all the people like myself who lost money NFT trading, because it's like something finally something to eat away at the loss on my P&L.
Oh no doubt.
Oh God. But hey, we have a request here from Magic over on YouTube, and then we'll take some requests from folks on TikTok. But Morpho. Didn't Morpho get crushed? Morpho is the most beat up coin out of like anything in the Ethereum ecosystem right now. The past 2 weeks has just been getting slammed. Look at it on the daily time frame. No, look at it on the daily. It's just actually it looks pretty bad on the 3-day too. It's so many red candles in a row.
Ew. This is
red candles in a row. I bought some more earlier today because I was like, this has to stop at some point, right? I should buy some here.
This is either bounce at like 1.7 or you're going down to like 140. That's which would be really, really ugly. I need a cleaner chart. Hold on, let me a new chart here.
Oh God, I haven't touched this chart in a little bit. I mean, I think you have Morpho could recover to $1.88. If it can hold $1.88, you got a real chance to have like an upswing in Morpho. However, I could so easily see Morpho falling to $1.60.
Yeah, it could definitely come down here even too. So that's why I think now, but this is a nice level here because this previously was resistance over here, right? This buck versus $1.67, and then the move up here was resistance here, up, flip the support. So this was clear support, is a really nice order block. So now we are retesting it again. I'd like to see this thing just recover now. That'd be the best case. Alternatively, we'll just do some stuff around here. Yeah. Otherwise, it's a weird scenario over here. I really don't want to be trading back. I wouldn't want any daily candles to be closing below like $1.60 on it, if I'm being honest. But yeah, but it's not bad. The most recent selling sucks. This was just ugly. That's it.
Yeah. The issue that I see, and I'm gonna share my screen real quick, is it broke below a line of support, like a pretty good one. It's this right here. It's what happened yesterday. You have a clear break of this white line of support in this kind of channel-esque thing that it was trying to trade in. And it broke it yesterday while also breaking the 200-day exponential moving average. And that to me just screams it's going to go lower. it just screams it's going to go lower unless it gets bought up immediately and is able to reclaim this as support pretty much above $1.96. I just don't see that being likely right now. It falling to $1.60 just seems to make a lot of sense to me. And look, you have, an inflection point here, an inflection point here, another general inflection zone here and here at $1.60, as well as another inflection point all the way over here on the left as well, all lining up at about $1.57. So I see that as being a likely area to bounce for Morpho, and the daily time frame stochastic RSI is so incredibly oversold even right now. So it falling to $1.50. What did I say?
$57. I think it's $1.60.
That, and also that lines up perfectly with the 200-day simple moving average, this purple line right here. So there's a shit ton of support there, and it would be ridiculously oversold on the daily time frame. It would seem like a very likely area to bounce. So that's what you want to see, because right now it looks like there's more red ahead. More red ahead for Morpho. But to put this into perspective for people in podcast land, the amount of red candles we have in a row is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 red candles in a row for Morpho. It's pretty brutal.
Oof, it's gross.
It's gross.
Gross.
Yeah. Oh, I see a bunch of comments for Sui. Sui's only napping. Is Sui dead? Sui chart. Sui chart, please.
Ooh.
Let's take a look. Oh, it did break some support. That looks like it's going lower unless it's able to reclaim it like it had just before.
See, a lot of these charts look the same though. Kind of like I did this kind of double toppy type thing, but it's where I think you get this move down. That's like and then you get this. Otherwise, if we don't, it's over. It's over. Because if we start going down here, I'm not.
Yeah, and I don't think it's over yet.
No, I don't think that.
They're a big old dumparooski across almost every single coin right now, because it just looks like it's going to happen on Bitcoin and Ethereum. So of course it's going to happen on everything else, just to a bigger degree. Like you can analyze crypto markets, 90% of crypto markets, by just looking at Bitcoin and Ethereum, and then you go, okay, that's going to happen on all these other charts just to a bigger degree. And then, but there's 10% that have some differences.
I realize I'm making
Portuguese, I see your comment for syrup. We'll take a look at syrup in a bit as well.
Huh. Sui's it's not bad. It's just
Ooh, let me.
This whole area, this whole a lot of the tokens right now. It's like this white space after this recent pullback, where it's because this move up was so strong that the last what's this? August kind of screwed things up a little bit, almost similarly to what it was in. I want to say not January, February. But a lot of times where it's almost like we want to just keep seeing this upward momentum where it looked like it should have went, and then it pulled back. And this is just trying to figure out what this looks like. I can also say at a glance here, this pullback looks very similar to this on just at least the candle structure, and you would expect to see some type of reversal probably. Sui's good above 250. Let's put it that way. I mean, and trading below 250, no bueno. But I think
I'm a little bearish on Sui right now, but I don't think it's bearish enough to the point where I think it's over. Just similarly like Doug, I think it's going lower a bit. I'm going to share my screen. So looking at Sui on the daily time frame, we have a doji candle here that yesterday printed, but we're getting a red candle here. The Moxie indicator flipped bearish, and so we actually got a short signal on Sui yesterday. But it's sandwiched right now between the 200 exponential moving average and the 200 simple moving average. So let's get away from the daily chart where there's noise, and let's go to the weekly chart. The weekly chart paints a much more clear picture. Last week, we broke below the 21-week exponential moving average. Typically, when you break a key exponential moving average, you fall to the next one. And that is, not always, but usually. And that is the 55-week exponential moving average, sitting at $2 and basically 92 cents right now. That's a potential area to catch us. However, in the past, it hasn't really been a place that's caught us. We fell, dipped below it, that was your buy opportunity. We fell, we dipped below it, that was your buy opportunity. I think we fall, maybe dip below this, have another potential buy opportunity here. Because if we look at the stochastic RSI on the weekly time frame, hey, guess what? We're not in oversold territory. So I don't really necessarily feel great about being near a bottom right now. But if you get this kind of opportunity again on Sui, where you're below the 55-week exponential moving average and you're oversold on the weekly chart stochastic RSI, it's a pretty good buy opportunity. Just remember, this is the weekly chart. So you could be in that buy zone for, I mean, back here was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-ish weeks. So a month and a half, which is a long time in the crypto space. So you got to be a little patient. But that's what I'm looking at for SWI. Potentially $2.92 could catch us, but any buying of SWI below $2.92 would be pretty damn good, particularly if you could get it at $2 and basically 36 cents, because you have wicks here, you have a big old chunk of price history here as well, and you have this previous top in this consolidation zone as well, all looking to potentially catch SWI at that zone. So
take us for a grain of salt, but I haven't heard. So when SUI was popping off, I couldn't avoid it. It was everywhere.
Yeah,
and now it's not. And but also too, it was definitely fueled by the early meme coins that were on SUI, and that kind of how things are when markets are getting hot and ecosystems start getting hot. The meme coins are always a component of it. However, since that has slowed down, I can't say that it hasn't. I guess I need to be more aware of the other projects that are on SUI and like why I would go to SUI. I've had nothing but good experiences on there when I have, messed around a little bit. But what's the TVL look like and everything here?
The TVL is at 2 billion, and the amount of SWI that's on it has been slowly creeping upwards. So it's positive, but it's anything like crazy. But it's positive, so it's doing okay.
Yeah,
it's doing okay.
Yep. So I think to me, it's like they're all. If crypto does crypto's thing, right, and we get the bigger move, all the markets are going to be fine. I mean, I'm sorry, I can't say all markets are going to be fine, but your bigger markets are going to perform well. And I think we're just looking for clarity. That's why a lot of the last couple of days we've been looking, regardless of what chart, it just looks like it's slowing down. There's a lot less price action. We're not seeing any like really big candles that have good directional. It's just slowing down. These candles are kind of boring, and I think that's also a function of the lack of participation because it's the end of the summer, and it's a holiday weekend. So I don't know. What else we got? What's next?
Well, before we chart anything, I do like this question from Bearded, because a little chart break I feel like is
all
good.
Right.
Do you believe that Cronos, the centralized cryptocurrency exchange token from crypto.com, will continue to benefit from the World Liberty financial influence? Doug? Because I've already talked about this on the morning show with Alex and Evan. Happy to talk about it again now, but
I don't understand exchange tokens, if I'm being honest. I mean, when I was trading with KuCoin years back, I know there's benefits of it. And again, back to your comment earlier on World Liberty Financial in general, like being part of the organization, like it's there, the connections that are there, it's going to do fine. Crow being as a function of that, I also believe will do fine. But and it's for me, like, so I don't really have a good answer. I don't understand the purpose of the Crow token or most exchange tokens in general.
It's so that people who have the tokens get trading fee reductions. That's it. The same thing with BNB.
So then why would I want to trade on Crow?
Well, the thing is, it's the last coin that you would trade. If you look at BNB in particular, it does better than Crow in this case.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%. Yeah.
But the thing is BNB is always the last token sold out of portfolios positions because they keep it until they're done selling everything else, so they have reduced trading fees. So it typically almost always does better in bear markets.
Who trades on Crow? I guess that's another question. Like, I don't know, like who trades on Crow? Like what? And I say what market segment? Like what segment of
crypto.com? That's it. Those would be the people interested in Crow. But the other thing is, for those of you who are unaware, crypto.com and World Liberty Financial, the decentralized financial solution of the Trump family, are creating a company treasury where $1 billion of Crow it's going to be invested into Crow. It's going to be put into this treasury. That's 19% of the entire market cap at the time of the announcement. Also, $420 million in cash equivalents and $5 billion worth of lines of credit will be given to that company treasury as well. So
sounds bullish.
Saying you're going to buy $1 billion of Crow does change the fucking chart. If you know that $1 billion is going to come in, then the price goes up. I'm curious to see what the chart looks like now, because I would imagine it's had a pretty big sell-off is what I'm thinking, because that news came out 4 days ago, 5
It
days ago.
got crushed a while ago. Oh my god, damn it!
It got crushed a long time ago, but then it got sent flying. It was up like 150% in like 3 days.
I remember when I was doing streams at the beginning of the summer, this was one of the most requested tokens, and let me flip this here.
Yeah, you had a lot of people talking about Chrome this summer, and there was no reason to.
This was such a weird chart. Like even back, like this was such a weird chart.
Crypto.com also has a history of they were burning tokens for a while, and then they just took the tokens and re-added them to the market. And everyone was like, fuck you, Crypto. Like Crypto.com is like really shitty organization. Yeah. They do some sketchy fucking shit.
That's kind of the vibe I got from the general. It's like I don't know who's using it, but I guess new entrants are using it. And regardless, based on what you just said about the World Liberty Financial, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Spent a lot on advertising.
So first of all, this sell-off that was from the move up from the last cycle, 2021. This is just painful from like what's this, 90, 94, 95 cents all the way down to 5 cents. Hard, like this was pain. So having to get back up above that, like this whole, I don't like these expanding kind of moves where it's like this. Where it's like every time it's getting bigger and bigger. It just to me, like this seems like to make this move, you would need so much a catalyst. You need so much momentum to push up there. I mean, it looks great. I'm not trying to discount that it's not strong as all hell. But as of right now, though, this could definitely just go sideways for a long time until it has more momentum to go up, just like it has each one of these. Every time it's gone up, it's gone sideways then down. So this up, it could do this, and then move up. So it could be next year before this thing makes a much bigger move up. But I don't like this chart just because it's just silly, and it
just screams manipulation, and
that's what it's
been the Crow chart since its inception, and it's a really hard coin to trade because of that. If I'm just looking at this and I'm like, hey, where's support where I might be interested in potentially having a buy? It would be about 19 to 20 cents. That's where I'd be maybe interested. Pretty much. Let me see it.
Yeah, right here, probably to the top of this one.
21 cents to 17 cents would be where I'd be interested in maybe buying a position in Crow if I were interested. I am not. But
yeah, just like that.
Yeah.
See over here, this is way back in December of 24. This is what I was looking for. This got nuked. This was in February. This is what I was talking about before, and I was saying a lot of crypto markets, if we didn't. This is when the Trump meme, just for perspective of time. This is where I thought this was going to go up. Like this bounce here, this pullback after this move up from the lows, and everything nuked right in February. And that's where we've been now recovering, and we're obviously in a much better place now. But it just seemed like that was the time crypto was going to explode, and the whole meme coin craze and everything kind of killed that. And now we're back where we should be, as we were earlier, should have been earlier in the year. Anyway, what else we got?
Let's see. Well, one thing I just want to quickly mention is, we've talked about World Liberty Financial and Crypto.com and the Trump coins and all that kind of stuff. Any coin that comes out that has a politician tied to it, I would be very, very wary of putting large sums of money into it, because it's the insiders that the insiders wish they were. It's like every insider manipulator dreams of being these people, and these are actually these people doing these things. So understand you're hopping into the most manipulated markets ever. Now, if you think they're going to manipulate it upwards, potentially. Like I beginning of the stream, I threw $1,000 into World Liberty Financial because it was in an interesting buy zone, right? And I'm willing to gamble that money, but I could also lose $1,000, and I'm not going to lose a wink of sleep about it, right? Whatever that amount of money is, I would say put that towards these plays, unless you really have a lot of conviction. Otherwise, just know you're hopping into the most manipulated waters that possibly could exist in markets. Okay. Good luck. That's all I want to say about that.
It's a good safe harbor statement. I think that's well said.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, the white whale joined Swee, and he talked about it today on X. Oh, interesting. Maybe he was one of the reasons why Swee's TVL went up. Thank you, Bearded. Let's see. Mr. Robot Stecklish, you're always super competent. I'm sure you are competent, but active on TikTok, and you asked for a coin. I can't remember where it was, but Mr. Robot Stecklish on TikTok, let me know what it is. But also Ryan, very active member in our community, says, Will, look at the 15-minute Moxie. buy signal on 15 and 30 minutes. I'm assuming you mean for Bitcoin.
What chart are we talking about? Yeah, or what market?
Yeah, what market, Ryan? But if I look at the 15 minutes, so Ryan, if you guys aren't in our Circle community, it's free to join. And Ryan has been a very active member here, building a very, very successful trading strategy. And I am seeing buy signals on the 15-minute Moxie, potentially signaling a rally, maybe just overnight. We'll see, for Bitcoin, which would be, nice. We'll see. But Mr. Robot Stecklish, if you're in TikTok, man, let us know. Oh, for World Liberty Financial, that's what you're talking about. Let me go WLFI again. Perpetuals markets, 15-minute. I actually don't see the buy signal. I don't have my Moxies are not above the 0 yet, but they're about to be. Which would mean
really nice reaction from the lows than just an hourly chart. I just in general looking at these bullish engulfing candles and moving up here. See, I think now you're coming to resistance where you could see like something like this and maybe some type of like that, or this thing could take off because it is a very watched token right now.
Polygon. That was it. English. We'll do Polygon next.
Polls.
Yeah, polls.
So give me not polls. I'm thinking. Wait, is it?
No,
wasn't there polls on Polka? Nothing a polka dot.
It's POL.
Polls is polka dot. I think it's a polka dot one. Rest in peace, Dot. I used to love Dot. Anyway, I digress.
Peace, polka dot. Except I'll see you at every single crypto event I ever go to because you have infinite money.
Yeah, I mean, this is hey, this is the area of where I would be considering to get long here, or at least this. So you want to be a buyer, an accumulator of POL under 35 cents. If I'm being honest, because once it gets back above 35 cents, we can reclaim up here. Then it's a whole different area. Then it's up here. But everything below here, this could just go sideways again. So once it needs to flip this key area, which it lost, which is 35 cents, even 40 cents, it's going to be tough. This thing still has a lot of work to do. It looks all right. I think it's just forming a bottom here.
It up on the weekly chart. It actually looks pretty decent. I need
a chart that has more history here. Oh, that just only have September. Is that as far we go back?
I mean, not if you use the Bitstamp or the Coinbase chart. I would be, because I can totally see Polygon coming back down to 26 cents.
Yeah, so there's your level. So right now, where's our side? Yeah, I think we're a little tired here.
We're a little tired. Coming down to 26 cents would be a real strong area to find support again.
Something like that, maybe. Nice. I mean, it's a nice chart. It got definitely after this, where everyone thought it was dead. Like this, seeing this reaction from the lows here, this clearly it's like there's demand down here. So now it's just basically you trying to understand, hey, how do I want to best position myself in this area? Wherever, if it goes up, comes back down. Because after that, this green area up here is you want to be a seller in this, let's go orange. Like probably opposite colors, but like down here, this is wherever it goes. I'm trying to accumulate and then have a plan to sell on the way up, and that's it. I mean, I don't overcomplicate this.
Yeah. But guys, I think that might be it. I think we might call it because it is technically Labor Day, and we can celebrate by ending 5 minutes sooner.
I'll see that. Back to work tomorrow.
A little break. Yeah, I got to work tomorrow too. Everybody has to work tomorrow. Well, there were people who bought Bitcoin, 10 years ago. Sons bitches. Lucky sons bitches.
Anyway.
I was in college getting hammered. But yeah, guys, that is the show. Thank you all for coming in. We'll be live again in the morning. I did see the question about where to find the Moxie indicator. You can't find it on TradingView. It is not a chart on Coinbase. It's an indicator on TradingView that you have to pay for from a group called Simpler Trading. I have zero connections to them. They have their own trading course and all that. You can go and buy the indicator just itself from them for about $500 if you are so inclined and interested, and then they'll add it to your TradingView chart for you. Just FYI. But guys, I'll be live again in the morning with Evan and Alex per usual at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for another episode of Rise Up Morning Show. Doug, final thought before we ride our cats and cows, dogs and ponies into the sunset.
Sheep, whatever else we got there. So I'll say I actually this week, not tomorrow, but on Wednesday, I'm going to get back to my schedule, which will be 7:30 Eastern, doing streams in the lead up to the Rise Up Morning Show for 30 minutes. I was doing that before the summer because the girlfriend goes back to school and we get back into our little, our schedule here. So I'm excited to get back, look at charts, just rapid fire for the first 30 minutes of the day, starting at 7:30 on Wednesday. So I'll be doing that. So I'm excited to get back into looking at charts just nonstop.
Okay, dude. Cool, man.
That's all I got.
All right. And final thoughts from me. I don't have anything else, guys, but the Rise Up community is free to join if you do have questions. We have a community of people who want to help you, who've been in the space for a while, developers, traders, people who are building in the space, and kind of everybody in between. So you can find the links at rumshq.com or find the links on my profile page here on TikTok or Instagram or over on Twitter and X, whatever you want to call it. But that is the show, everyone. I will see you in the morning. Hope you all have a great rest of your night. Do good things. Be good people. Make a bunch of money. See you.